Update. My 35F, husband's, 40M, family won't leave us alone. Link to original post https www.reddit.com/r/relationship-advice/comments/118w6tt/my35F husband's 40M family won't leave us alone UTM source equals Sharon UTM medium equals Android app and UTM name equals Android CSS and UTM term equals 1 and UTM content equals Sherbato. So I kept to the plan of speaking to him on Friday night. We had a lovely dinner. Got home to watch a movie cuddled up and I started the conversation. He was not at all surprised. I spoke gently and lovingly explaining that I simply need space and made many suggestions like calls before a visit, meeting at a restaurant, taking turns with lunches, dinner, him visiting without me, etc. He listened until I was done and then with a straight face told me that he hates me and has felt this way for many years. He feels isolated and suffocated in our marriage. His work is his happy place. And he is happiest when he is with his family. He said that his feelings for me changed when I was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder 3 years ago. He felt that I would in any event soon either die or be unable to care for our daughter or continue working. He admitted that the relocations were planned on this basis and that his family would step up to care for our daughter. He needed them close by and SK'd as my daughter. He would speak to them about less visits and planned visits. He also thinks that we should just stay married for the sake of our daughter and see how life plays out. He was happy to simply co-parent while living as friends in our home. He doesn't think that divorce is a viable option because it would mean me dying alone and us missing out on our joint material lifestyle, i.e. our home, cars, etc. So here I am broken, betrayed, let down, abandoned. Not really sure what best describes my pathetic life. Not sure what I will do now. My daughter loves her father dearly. Perhaps I should insist on a divorce and leave everything behind. They win. I have no fight in me and didn't know our lives was a game for God knows how long. I need a physiologist and I think he does too, but totally separately, not couples therapy. Excuse me, no, he does not get to say, I hate you, and then ask you to stay married, for the kids. Separate your finances first. Tell him to go live with his parents. File for divorce and custody. Do not stay married to this He said he hates you? How does you becoming ill warrant hatred? That is insane. That is absolutely irrational behavior. How can you live as friends with someone who hates you? Also, is your diagnosis actually that grim? I'm so sorry regardless. I wish we could help you. And yes, a psychologist would be good for you. He has betrayed you. Also, honestly, I didn't see anything wrong with the frequent family visits other than that you were uncomfortable with them. I personally wish I had my parents still alive and family close enough to have that. I only have my son. I guess each family and each family's preferences are different, as well as the level of welcome. What the hell is with men abandoning or hating their wife due to some kind of illness? What happened to the marriage vows taken? I'm sick of hearing about things like this. I'm sorry you're going through this It'd be better for your own mental health to divorce him. I just can't get over how manipulative your husband is. He convinced his entire family to uproot themselves to basically move on top of you to perform a death watch. They are literally going to celebrate your death. It's like having the wake before you are dead. Also, you've had this disease for 3 years and you haven't been disabled yet. You could still be around in 10 years depending on how this progresses. At this point, I'd ask your husband to leave, change the locks, and speak with a lawyer. Explain the harassment and how your husband is not only expecting you to die, he is actively making your life harder to accelerate that eventuality. Take him to the cleaners. Then buy a new house an hour away. He can live with mommy and daddy and visit his daughter on the weekends like every other deadbeat. Ex-husband. You deserve a loving relationship before you die and be surrounded by people who love you. Leaving and/or divorce would be the best option. And by that I mean talk to a lawyer if you can draft a will that puts all your assets into a trust for your daughter managed by someone who you trust, aka not her asshole father. If that isn't allowed, then divorce, then create that will. You deserve happiness and love during your last moments in life. Not an asshole husband by your side who is a coddled mama's boy. Edit. But either way, leave and start living separately. Whether is in terms of a divorce or separation, based on conversations with a lawyer to determine best scenario for your daughter. You need to leave now. Nobody deserves the kind of treatment he is dishing out to you. I would rather die alone knowing I was being true to myself than die with someone that hates me by my side. I would divorce him and sue for main custody of your daughter. Then I would do my best to move away from this toxic family and live my life. I would not let them win because your daughter deserves to have her mother in her life, not her father, because I'm pretty sure your husband is a psychopath. No normal person would say those awful things to you. Only someone completely lacking any empathy. A true psychopath. I know your world is crumbling around you right now, but I hope you will find the strength to live your life on your own terms and with someone who actually cares about you and wants to make you happy. Stay strong, op. There are many of us here rooting for you. Your husband is disgusting and evil. Divorce ASAP. What I got from his suggestion of not divorcing is this: let's stay married so that I can bang you, manipulate you and keep you close so that you don't fall for anyone while I'm around, but I get to do whatever I want until I find that one woman who puts up with my baggage, then we can officially divorce. You need to divorce him like now. Why does he think you're going to die? I would have thought if you were terminally ill, you'd have mentioned it in your original post. My ex-husband was abusive to me whenever I got sick. I'm divorced and quite alone in the world. I had bad COVID when it first started, and lied on my sofa. Comfy. Easier to let my dog out in my weakened state. Alone for a week while a couple friends texted me and dropped off groceries. A few months ago I drove myself to get 3 passes of Mohs on my face to then remove squamous cell carcinoma. I already have melanoma. This week I was diagnosed with shingles. Nose, near eye, forehead up into hairline. And I never had chickenpox. But cancer weakens your immune system. And I'm home alone again, recovering. And I'm okay with going through it alone with calls and texts from a few close friends. And my dog. It's far better than having an asshole husband around. It's not so bad. I'm going to live until I die. I'm partying on. Or will be once my face clears up. And it's so much better to be alone and to be free from an asshole husband. I went through poverty and struggle, and my divorce was so bad I got PTSD. For real. But I have my new life now. It was worth it. Love yourself more than you need him. Don't live the rest of your precious life with a despicable man. Your husband is an evil, disgusting waste of space. Please separate your finances. Find yourself a small apartment or sell the house and split the profits. If it is jointly owned, never eat anything that he puts in front of you. He is capable of poisoning or drugging you. He and his family are sick and evil. Make an exit plan. Take your daughter and run. Don't bother with a divorce. Because he can have you arrested for kidnapping his daughter. Get out. Your situation is far more alarming and dangerous than you think. You cannot leave your daughter with him. Make a plan and run. Turn to family for help. If you can, please be careful. Update us when you file for divorce. Is this rare blood disorder degenerative or terminal? Honestly, I think you need to do what's best for you and your daughter. Screw what your husband says. What do you want? That's the only important question you should ask yourself. We wants all your assets when you die! Exclamation mark. Divorce his ass and take him for what he is worth! Exclamation mark. Wait, are you terminal? This is just my perspective. The stress and strain he and his family are putting on you will deteriorate your health faster than anything else. Think long and hard about whether this is how you want to spend the time that remains living as friends, with his family still behaving invasively and overbearingly. As long as you two are living in your house, that is how things will play out unless he is willing to go to couples counseling. Therapy for you would be nice. But either way, you deserve to be surrounded by people who like and love you, and your husband is not such person. Life is too short to be tied down by dead weight, and even if you were to die in a week, what lesson would you like to leave for your kid? Tolerate people who hate you and stay tied to them, or always seek for as much happiness as you can. Get in life, no matter the circumstances. Find a lawyer. Follow whatever he tells you to do like gospel. Let him deal with your husband and his family for you. Meanwhile, focus on whatever makes you happy. Learning a new language, trying the piano, cooking lessons, knitting, planning small getaways for you and your daughter. It will be hard in the first days, but it will get easier. You deserve more out of life than staying married to him. I think you should file for divorce and split custody. Your husband is frankly a pathetic excuse for human being, if the term can even apply, and you deserve better. This is heartbreaking to hear. Did your marital vows include for richer or poorer? In sickness or health? Your husband is a worthless poss. He's a selfish asshole, and you deserve someone who will support you through this. I would pack up your daughter and yourself and go back to your family and file for divorce there, along with custody jurisdiction. Leave these toxic people. Don't allow them in your house or near your child. Take a stand for yourself and rid your life of them. To be stabbed through the heart when you just want respect and a loving partner is evil. F him and his feelings or logic. Don't say another thing to this vile individual. Make your escape plan and execute it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.